Leo, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do a reading for you for the month of September. We're going to take a look at your overall general energy, what you may not see coming, and get some important advice from Spirit. Let's start out first with an angel number frequency to see what is coming in for you all, for the month ahead. Thank you for tuning in, for sharing this time with me. We are heading into eclipse season. We have a lot going on astrologically. This is a big karmic checkpoint, cleanup point for us to dissolve old identities, old cycles, old ways of being. And none of us are immune to life's fated endings. There's a new beginning for all of us. And what I'm getting mostly so far in the September readings is change. Karmic destined change on the path of growth. So let's get started. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Leo. And I hope that you enjoyed Leo season. It was a beautiful time for you all to shine and and now we have 222. Speaking of growth, now this is about alignment, all right? Alignment. Very strong words, key words for the month. We have connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family ties, balance, life choices, compromise, commitment, and trust. How do you move forward toward your life's true calling, Leo? Do what makes you happy. Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interest if it's piqued by something. Following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. Yeah, some of you are really trying to align with a new purpose, a new calling, or an existing calling where you are changing, maybe tweaking the way you show up in your work life, even with what comes down to marrying your talents, skills, and abilities with a new way of doing business, or a new way of providing products and services, or a new way of just doing your job. I like that. This is also becoming more deeply aligned in all of your connections. I just read for Libra. It's interesting because Libra's kind of learning this lesson too, how to stay aligned in self as you go out and go deeper into your family bonds, your friendship bonds, and to experience greater harmony, because we are headed into Libra season. We're right smack dab in the middle of Virgo season right now. Happy birthday to anyone with strong Virgo placements. Watching this, I'm seeing some cross watchers tuning into the Leo reading. You may have strong Virgo energies in your life. For those of you who are watching this and are Leo identified, let's see what's going on in the tarot. I feel like that's a good stopping point, Leo, for you. But staying in alignment, right, with your calling, with the connection, with you. I like the energy of 222, and in my own connection with source energy and spirit energy, 222 has always been a positive outlook. A positive outlook, right? Having faith. Let's see. Current and crossing. We have the King of Pentacles crossed by the Seven of Pentacles. I like that. This is taking stock and reevaluating and reassessing where you're putting your life force energy. I'm getting life force energy out of you for some reason with this earthbound energy. This is when we root and ground. You are taking a look too at your career and maybe, like I said, implementing some changes as such, where you're taking a look at your time management, your routine around your day-to-day, Monday through Friday. This could be how you're nurturing your growth, growth mindset when it comes to building more security and stability in your life. I like that, though. You're definitely in a phase of, this is when we kind of take stock and make some changes so we can actually create more financial stability and security. You definitely have money on the mind, or long-term on the mind, and you're looking at what you've created and looking back and going, wow, I'm pretty proud of where I am and what I'm creating, but I want more. Because 7 is not the 10, but 7's a good place to be. It's like, you have what it takes to build whatever you want to build in your life, Leo. All right, now we have the Queen of Cups. I'm seeing a softening, a surrendering, an opening. Ten of Swords and your opportunity. Some of you are practicing a lot of self-care and self-love, focusing more on career matters after going through maybe something painful in the recent past, because your opportunity is to take a look at this pain and to honor some sort of ending. All right. This could be making a big change in your career or in a connection. And here you are, Leo, showing up in your own reading with the Strength card, right? Being strong enough to carry on, to keep your heart open despite maybe some things that have happened to you recently that have hurt you. We have the near future, Knight of Pentacles, slowing your life down, being more methodical, practical, mindful in your next steps. What you don't see coming, Four of Swords, healing. Ace of Cups, a renewal in love and a rejoicing. I see you in the Three of Cups energy here, having fun, getting together with friends, working on your own self-care, your own self-healing, and opening up your heart in new ways. There's a piece coming through your reading here. You're overcoming some sort of painful chapter. And this is when life slows down. You know, when things cut us deeply, we need time. It's like I see time can be a healing salve when you take a pause after a karmic ending and you actually honor what you're thinking and feeling, and you're rooting in your own routine daily, and you're putting that time and energy into you. And I'm seeing you do that. And it's starting to pay off, because I feel like you're turning the corner. This is a really big turning point for you on your path of really letting go of maybe a past connection, overcoming that and restabilizing after, and now being ready in your heart space. You're definitely showing me someone who's been really, you've been put through your paces here with something that's taken you a lot of strength and perseverance to overcome, and being patient with that process of letting go. Let's get a frequency. Universal love. I love it. Tapping into a higher octave, are we? And allowing what needs to be shed, and allowing what wants to come in its place to come in, right? This is the pause, the void in between. I feel like you're coming out of a time period where maybe there was some sort of collapse in your life. And now you were recognizing the love that you are finding in self. We have 2 4s. So a very strong foundational energy of rebuilding your life, rebuilding yourself in a higher state of love. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and the whole of existence itself. If you've been having a hard time, your opportunity is to turn the corner from that and to take your time in this new energy. I feel like you've got a beautiful energy coming in, and you're leaving behind something painful. Okay, Leo? We have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 4, 4 showing up. Beautiful energies of having faith on the path. You're aligning with new people, and you're moving forward towards your true calling. You're doubling down on your efforts here in building more security and stability. And there's something that's opening up your heart in the month of September. Let's keep going. I want to look at this Queen of Cups. Knight of Cups, 4 of Pentacles. This is not holding back, right? From opening up in new ways. Page of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. Don't hold back from communicating, from learning, from growing. 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, you definitely are putting some time and effort into learning something here in September. Queen of Cups. Why is the Queen of Cups here in the overall general energy? We have 8 of Pentacles. There's that hard work ethic. Wheel of Fortune and the Devil. Oh, some of you, that's way too much work and you need to pull back. Queen of Cups is letting the flow of emotion come in. And you're kind of saying to me, you're kind of focusing a little bit more on practical concerns. This is when we kind of close off our hearts for much needed repair. The wheel is bringing in a lot of change. Don't fear change when it comes to love. Queen of Cups is such a loving vibration. It is universal love. There's something around fear that you've held on to for a little bit of time. This could be fear of change. This could be letting go of an unhealthy energy that's taking you quite a bit of time. And the self-love and the self-care that you need in order to do that. You know, anything that's unhealthy in our lives, it takes a lot of strength to let it go. And I see you doing that, Leo. There's a real softening going on for you in September. Like if you felt like you've been surrounded by some unhealthy energies or you've had to overcome a lot. The Devil, You're working hard to overcome a cycle. So there's some big changes coming, and don't fear change. All right. You're going from the 7 of Pentacles to the 8. So whatever you're building, whatever changes you're making around your career or around the way you nurture yourself and others, don't fear change. Right. I'm getting that there's fear of change. Or maybe that's what you're worried about, you know. Some of you are their opportunity is to end something. It could be the way you approach your work. It could be a changing in your work. It could be changing how you focus on yourself rather than someone else. Let's go into the opportunity, the 10 of Swords. There's another Queen of Cups. Wow. This is definitely having the wherewithal to practice a lot of self-love and open up to playfulness and youthfulness. This is when we have to close something off that was like, it felt like it took a long time. This is a long cycle you went through. Okay. Some of you, this was an 8-year cycle of painful experiences, and you saying, you know what, I'm ready to make a huge change in my life. And I've got to open up my heart to a new way of being. I mean, when you have the Queen of Cups married to a Page of Wands energy and the Knight of Wands, this is your fire energy coming back online through the flow of your emotion after being betrayed. I feel like the betrayal's already happened, and you have been slowly, methodically coming out of that. And the more you come out of that and heal, the more you start to remember the love for self, the love for life, and the playfulness and the fun and the excitement of a new beginning that you've waited a long time for. It feels like there's this spiciness coming in after something that really mentally took its toll. Right? A lot of you are ready to open up to a new connection, and you're calling that in. And you're bringing a sense of adventure. If it's not romance, it's just a spirit of adventure and playfulness and having fun and being fired up. A lot of you are calling in new love. We've got another Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Cups in your near future. If it's not new love that you're after, this is a renewal of your heart energy and doing a deep emotional cleansing, emotional surrendering to letting go of a past cycle, a past situation that became very unhealthy. This could have been a trauma bond, some sort of toxic attachment. If it's not a trauma bond, it's something that it's taking you time to let go of. Let's go into the challenge, strength. And then I'm going to pause. I feel like I want to pull in some Mystic Forest Oracle cards. Queen of Swords. This is holding healthy boundaries. Speaking from a place of wisdom. We have 3 queens showing up here, okay? Knight of Swords. Communication is going to be important. Wow, King of Swords. Wow. I like this. Wow, you have a lot of air in it. Libra season's going to do you well. All right, Leo. I think that whatever has had to come to an end, it's put you on a new path. And this new path is lighter for you. It's full of more freedom and more playfulness. And to be honest, it's suiting you. Wherever you find yourself now, it's going to steadily pick up speed in a feeling of like, wow, I feel like myself again. That kind of vibe. See what I'm saying? The challenge is for you to remember who you once were before this pain hit you hard. I feel like you're really, really holding healthy boundaries. Period. Okay? You've learned something karmically. 7 of Pentacles is our karmic journey. And looking back and reevaluating, reassessing what decisions you want to make. A lot of you, it is your career. But I'm seeing like, I'm getting like this strong spiritedness in your personal life and a very strong work ethic in your professional life. And between the two, you're creating a lot of balance and slowing yourself down and rebuilding, especially in how you think, in your air energy. This is when we start to make new decisions And it takes strength to do so. And you're blasting through. There's powerful movement in this reading of you in your new cycle, your new solar return cycle, after having completed Leo season, in Virgo season, getting really grounded and practicing being open-hearted and letting go of any kind of unhealthiness, whatever that is, okay? You can decide what's under that category. Whatever was unhealthy, you're letting it go. All right, whether it was a person, place, or thing. It's an ending, okay? And now you are freeing up that energy of that ending, and you're putting that energy into you, in your movement forward. There's something about you standing in your truth and integrity and telling people how you feel and how you think. And taking your, this could be you moving forward with a new idea and being the leader of building something around that new idea. And saying, you know what, I'm going to take my time in what I'm building. Whether it's a new way of looking at your life, a new perspective in your air energy, or a new way of communicating from your heart. I'm seeing a really beautiful balance, though. I see, too, if you are trying to call in someone who can understand you, in the way you communicate. There's something about you changing your communication style, Leo. And being met with another energy that can suit you in that. Someone who can communicate. I think that what you're looking at is someone who couldn't communicate. And you're learning how to have a new standard. So your challenge is communicating and having that mirrored back to you in a healthy way. I mean, the Knight of Swords, they do want me to emphasize that you could be having, as you can see, there's so much movement that the clouds look like they're moving, but these are jagged clouds. So there's something around you being strong enough in your Leo energy, in your fearlessness, to speak the truth this month, the truth of your heart with others. And to take your time in this new cycle. It's like you're integrating into letting your emotions flow in a new way after coming out of a painful cycle. That one wants to come out. What is that? 10 of Swords. Wow. You're moving past, slowly and methodically, past the painful ending. It's all around you. 6 of Cups. Yeah. This is a big cycle that you've closed off. This is a painful cycle of the past and rising above, victorious. Yeah, you are. Ooh, you had somebody really that you really, really wanted to work things out with, but it just, you're actually being put on a new path. I see you, some of you still have to deal with a King of Swords. Okay, maybe some of you are co-parenting and you're going through an ending and you're still having to deal with something karmically. You're trying to root and ground and make decisions around the material, right? Home, the children. There's something around money, trying to pivot away from a connection and go towards something new. I see you aligning with the King of Cups in the future. You're aligning with your heart frequency. You're calling in new love, Leo. A lot of you, okay? You're calling in a King of Cups. You're saying goodbye to a King of Swords. It's been painful. You're wrapping up this past cycle slowly but surely. Overcoming 3 of Swords, 5 of Wands, painful, 6 of Wands, rising above the painful chapter, okay? Moving beyond past pain. 10 of Swords, 6 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles. It takes time, all right, sweethearts? You have pain that you're absolving, that you are dissolving and healing. Life's faded changes and trying times. It hasn't been easy for you, Leo. It's like a lot of your energy in this cycle has been around just trying to keep your head above water. That's what it feels like. But I see you rising above this chapter and learning and growing in deep, profound ways to nurture the connections that are nurturing you. I see that you have a lot of support in your healing journey here. And your healing journey has a lot to do with opening up to what's new, okay? You have, like I said, a King of Cups coming in, fated change, not fearing that change, doing the work on yourself to stay open to that, to still believe in what's next and what's meant for you, right? You've been looking for a loving union. Okay. And I see that coming in. You have a new desire, a new, this feels like a strong attraction that you're going to feel, and the manifestation of a new journey, a new timeline, it looks like a new physical partner. Okay. And you're moving forward in September, being led and guided by your intuition on your chariot. This is strong intuitive energy. This Piscean eclipse. There's something that is totally being eclipsed out of your life, Leo, during eclipse season. But what's replacing it is something so beautiful and loving. You're in a new beginning and a new chapter here where you've overcome some sort of karmic journey. You've had some sort of tower fall, okay? Around maybe what could have been an interfering energy, whether you were with someone and they had an addiction, or they, had another party, or they were just not healthy in general for you. You're realizing it, you're overcoming it, you're putting a stop to it, and you are working on yourself. This feels very clear-cut for September. This is about your own emotional fulfillment and happiness. We have you coming out on top with the Sun and the 9 of Cups and the 3 of Wands. What you're doing is you're envisioning what's next, and you're actually calling it in through the powers of manifestation. But first, you're cleaning up some unfinished business. You're tying up loose ends, and you're saying, I'm going to make peace with this. This is the card, when we see especially the Queen of Cups come out twice, this is the card of forgiveness. You're forgiving the past on a big scale. A big scale. Let's get the Mystic Forest Oracle. This has been very clear, clean cut. You're focusing on universal love and aligning. The connections that align with you, you're aligning with deeply. And the ones that aren't, you're letting go of. Karmic change. So you can create more stability in your life. Whatever this was, it was time to go. This is time to go, right? This is an unhealthy connection. It's time to let it go. Whatever you wish. Let's pull one more. And everything is here. When you lessen the importance of problems and suffering, life will swing back into balance. Stop the struggle and feel peace. The world responds to you. Yeah, I think you're letting go of some sort of struggle. If this wasn't a person, this was a way of looking of a perception, which it feels like that's kind of like this really beautiful, like collective theme going on for September is a shift in perspective, a change of perception of your life, of your journey, of your calling, of your work, of your connections, and reaching for the highest path. And look at, as I say that, I just see the image. She's reaching, or he, it's a woman here, but if you're a man watching, it's time for you to reach for the highest path. Embrace the spiritual belief that everything already exists in the here and now. Live in the present moment and be grateful for what you have. Wow. Be grateful for what you have. And I do know that you cannot call and manifest anything new in your life until you truly are grateful for what you already have. How can you make space for that if you're not truly grateful for what you already have? So I feel like you're really reevaluating your life on all levels in the month of September, and you are definitely calling in a new connection. If it's not romantic, it's somebody, though, that you want in your life. This could be a new friendship, but it's inspiring you. It's part of a manifestation around your healing journey. This definitely feels like a new person. You're saying goodbye to one person and welcoming in somebody else for a lot of you. If not, this is you finally coming into alignment in your heart space after overcoming a lot of struggle and adversity. Some of you, this is adversity with a child in your life, okay? And overcoming some problems. They're going through an ending and you're helping them with heartbreak, right? Because sometimes 5 of Wands is a challenge in your family life and rising above, because there's a lot of parental energy moving through this. And looking at things from a karmic perspective. And this is when we have to let, our children do what they got to do. We're here to guide, but not hinder, right? Help, not hinder. So some of you are learning how to embody self-nurturing, love and outward love at the same time, where it's like, I'm not going to overparent or helicopter around my young one or teenager or young adult or regular, normal like age adult. Wherever you are, some of you, this has to do with a younger person in your life. All right. As I am seeing a youthful person, but most of all, I see you lightening up after some heavy, heavy energy and moving forward with confidence, trusting and honoring your spiritual wisdom and opening up into a new beginning. We have a lot of ace energy here in the near future and what you don't see coming, and an opening of your heart being matched by another, right? Between the Queen and King of Cups. All right. Healing love. All right. And almost a reunion. This might be somebody that you've had past karma with, but it feels like this timeline, there's something around it healing. Okay. This could be you overcoming the past in general with this person and the challenges and rising above them. Some of you, this is rare, but some of you are reconciling with a person in your life. And they're healing in ways that are shocking you, okay? I don't often read for reconciliations, but there's something around the alignment of love between two people. And some of you, it's someone new. Some of you, it's someone old coming back, okay? So we have the Six of Cups. Whenever I see these heavy karmic energies, it does indicate there is, so for most of you, I would say that's rare. I would say a very small percentage of you, it's a reconciliation around someone doing the work to make changes around unhealthy behavior patterns they've shown up in. And you've practiced a lot of self-love and you've been hanging on the brink of an ending and a lot of pain, and you're going to give it one last shot, right? To forgive and overcome something from the past and renew the love, all right? Actually, I'm going to do something unique here. I don't ever do this. But for those of you, we're going to just pause. If you're watching this and this is not about a reconciliation, all right? Or getting back together with someone from the past. Just wait a second. I'm just going to speak to those who or have someone coming back from the past. We have you standing strong, Nine of Pentacles. I'm getting advice about whether you should reconcile. Five of Pentacles. Strength. No. A lot of you, they're coming back to heal, right? Or you're still dealing with this person in a co-parenting situation and you're trying to find a new way of communicating that makes things better. Others of you, this is you really saying, you know what? I see it for what it was. I've learned from it. It's over. I can't go back, okay? Because there's some sort of like an ending that you've been working through, but then the ending showing up in your near future and having one last little challenge. Like, are you going to repeat it, Leo? Are you going to go back? Or are you going to learn and say no more? Because it seems to me if you say no more, for those of you who are being tested karmically to end a contract during the eclipse season, you're actually calling in what you actually want in someone new. Okay? But I asked if it's a reconciliation, and I see you standing sovereign and strong on your own. Okay? Sending someone out in the cold, but it's going to take some strength for you to do so. Okay? Because you know that you can't go back to the past. Okay, I'm getting that. Let's get some sweet love tea. Yeah, there's no turning back. There's no second chances for a lot of you. Okay. But it doesn't mean there's still not the energy of healing and acceptance over what happened. Okay. And the pain that you went through. Warm brew. But a lot of you, I'm seeing you being led and guided towards a new manifestation of love and a reunion and a rejoicing of good times and happiness, party time, right? This is when we say, yes, I knew something better would come if I just kept the faith. I kept going. Don't give up. So we have a warm brew warming up in the month of September as maybe things grow colder here in the Northern Hemisphere. You could be warming up at home. Speak softly to disarm any dispute or confusion. Honest, vital, patient, okay? Wish granted. It becomes a fairy tale when you make it real. Magic, effort, and results. So we have a warm brew and a wish granted here for you, Leo. For a lot of you with a new love situation, overcoming a past cycle, overcoming a past person. Choose wisely. Consider long-term issues before you commit. Wait, compromise, and trust. So make sure you take your time, right? Some of you are opening up and dating somebody new with this page energy, and you're saying, okay, I'm going to take my time. Celebration, taking time to appreciate the good things, happy days, partying, and endless love. Some of you are calling in a very loving union, and you're moving forward in that, being led and guided by your intuition. And it's a period of new growth for you in your heart space. This is beautiful. I'm seeing a lot of repeating energies around celebrating a new beginning for you. And the tower has fallen. It's now time for you to be happy and to celebrate the new. A lot of sovereign energy coming through too, which I love to see. Let's now get a Sacred Forest Oracle. That one. Stillness. Reflecting pool. 33. Wow. Look at that. We got 222, 44, and 33. I'll tell you what. I just read for Libra. They came through first, but I will say there's something about the marriage of Leo and Libra lately around mirroring both strength, persevering through adversity, and keeping our heart open and learning through connection. How to create more harmonious connections. How to live from a greater authentic way of operating, right? When it comes to your expression, your self-expression. There's something around you reflecting on the past around love, because it's interesting. Her reflection is a swan, and swans mate for life. There's something about you really wanting to find your life mate. For some of you who have not met them yet, there's some big shift coming in September around that. In stillness, your power emerges. Tap into your inner sacred witness to discover the dwelling place of your soul. In profound peace and silence, you can discover the truth of your being. If you are in pain, go into the stillness until you find the source. Resist the temptation to indulge in feelings of overwhelm, urgency, and emergency. There is always a higher truth. Seek it out. Your soul loves what is real and honest. In quietude, the truth emerges. Move past the hustle and chatter of life into sweet stillness. Allow the chaos of the outer world to roll off your back the way water rolls off the back of a duck. Surrender to it. Seek solitude to hear the voice of spirit, and serenity will follow. The spirit of the reflecting pool says, in silence, you'll find the dwelling place of your soul. Take time to move into quietude, and you'll uncover a vast store of insight emerging within you. In ongoing situations in your life, hold back. Wow. Take time to reflect before responding. Yeah. I think you've been learning that, that no matter what decisions you make in the near future, staying open to the flow of abundance here, especially in your emotions, and trusting and honoring your intuition in your growth, especially when it comes to making plans and moving forward on your path, learning from your past. There's something around you just really taking time to be still and moving slowly, because you're overcoming some challenges and rising above and ending with a karmic partner. Okay. And making some changes that have been long standing. Like, you've been ready to make this change for so long. You're now in it, but it can be overwhelming. So through all this change, it's like your heart is purifying, right? And it's casting away an old karmic relationship. And some of you, this person is coming back, and their spirit is asking you to be still, to reconcile the past, to ground in you, and to reflect on everything as a whole. And ultimately, this is about your own healing journey and your own deepening into spirit because of the things you've signed up for. Okay? Let's get some advice. So choose wisely. I feel like you're going to be discerning more and more who you open up your body, mind, and soul to next. A lot of you are calling in a new contract, right? A new destined soulmate. You're aligning with this, but you're also staring down at wrapping up an old karmic cycle, okay? And saying goodbye to the past. There is definitely some sort of fated ending going on for you, Leo. But they want you to focus on staying aligned in the spirit of universal love, knowing that everything that you want is already here. Right? And being patient as it unfolds. Being more present. Queen of Wands. Yeah, you're going through a glow up. Attracting. Ooh, Tower. Woo! The Hierophant. Wow. Some of you have a massive shift in your fire energy. This is powerful change when it comes to your spiritual wisdom. Big time. Like I said, it's like you're feeling like yourself again after going through something very difficult. This is when our fire energy returns and we're like making some big changes. It's like, this is a new Leo. And you're married to a new truth. I feel like you've been raising your standards and what you value and learning more and more about your belief system. And there's been some things that have really rocked you and shaken you at your core. But this, it's like when we get rattled and we shake loose and outdated out, something is shifting in the way you perceive your reality and your beliefs. This is around your own fire. And whatever dimmed you is now shifting, but you need stillness, right, to integrate. So a lot of you have been called into solitude, quietude. We need that in the world. So keep doing the work that you're doing. I see you really in this beautiful phase of moving forward, being so tightly, intricately in step, in sync with your intuition. All right? You're opening into a new chapter and a new beginning, all right? Where the predominant energies is letting the love and the fire. This is the water and the fire, right? When these two are together, this is when I'm getting like a ship at sea on a new voyage of discovery. And there are new people coming in and new situations coming in. And you're going to feel victorious in September. But there is something that you were like leaving behind. And it's requiring you to be still to integrate it. Okay? I think some of you have a new commitment coming in that you don't see coming at all because you are actually attracting this as we speak. Okay? Like I said, this Queen and King of Cups, you're looking for someone who's loving, who can communicate, right? Who has an emotional intelligence that speaks softness to you, that can speak stillness to you. Someone who can love the true you, the authentic you, Leo, okay? This is very scorpionic, like major change, all right? You have catalytic change this month. Your belief systems have been shook. But what's underneath that is a beautiful present stillness in your sense of self, tapping into universal love, okay? I love it. Hangman, this eclipse is really, wow, kapow. I'll tell you what, yeah. A lot of you are really deepening, really deepening spiritually speaking. So keep doing this work. Whatever you're doing on your healing journey, it's really paying off. I see you coming into divine alignment. I love seeing the Chariot with the High Priestess. It's coming out a lot in the zodiac for September. This is being confident to move forward with what your intuition is telling you. Okay? Trusting in your instincts, trusting in your own higher knowledge. This is the principles of duality, light and shadow, moving between realms. The veil is thinning during this time period. So trust in your growth. Trust in where you're headed. It looks like it's really beautiful. All right? Enjoy the journey, my friends. Namaste.